Hey there, I'm Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast, where me, Matthew, and Jackson delve into the random, rare, and often ridiculous pieces of human history.
Apparently, scientists in South Korea made cats that could glow in the dark.
What? Some out there like to say that Lady Wonder had psychic abilities.
There's a lot of psychic people out there, but a psychic horse, like that just really hits different for some reason.
So this happened in India, in the state of Chhattisgarh. That sounds kind of sick, actually.
Chhattisgarh.
A rare mutant cow born with 3 eyes shocks the locals, and they believe that it is an incarnation of God.
No, that's really cool though, because over in India, and forgive me if I get it wrong, but I know they do view cows as sacred creatures up there.
That's the thing, yeah. Many residents in the state of Chhattisgarh, or something like that, started worshiping the baby animal, calling it an incarnation of God, according to local media. The female calf was born to a cow owned by the farmer, Hemant Shandal. Probably not how you pronounce that, but what else is new?
Has an additional eye in the middle of her forehead, and it has 4 nostrils.
Its tail looks like a jada, a heap of matted hair. Its tongue is also longer than normal calves. That's the weirdest part of this to me. That's the part that makes me go, oh. Like the third eye I have no problem with. That's sick. That's awesome. I wish I had a third eye.
The concept of a calf having like a really long tongue. So this is interesting. So basically what can happen is things when you have like twins, but they're too early or something, then they kind of like absorb, I guess. That's what happened.
Yeah,
like
that's
Mark
really
Wahlberg.
terrifying.
And so that's how things like this form. Quite frankly, I am leaning much more heavily on the 3-eyed cow Jesus.
I mean, I kind of want to believe that this is some
That's
like
my
incarnation of a Lovecraftian style.
I really want to believe
demon
that this
creature.
is like a celestial being.
Yeah.
No, I found a picture. I found a picture of him.
Oh, did you?
Oh, but he looked really cool.
Oh,
That's genuinely
darn.
actually kind of cool, though.
Dang. Look at this dude. It's legitimate, like, it's centered and everything. I mean, I'm sure, I have to think with a deformity like this one that something's got to be wrong. It can't be in good health, but for the life that it does live, it's going to look like an absolute majestic, otherworldly being here.
Well, I think they said it has 3 horns as well.
Yeah, there's this super like Chad Trident bull that I'm seeing pop up every now and
The
again.
Chad bull.
Wait, does he have 3 eyes? No way. This is the coolest looking animal I have ever seen. It has 3 eyes and 3 horns.
What in the world is that thing? Look at that eye.
Look at it.
It's like staring straight at me. It's like a human-looking eye.
No.
That's on Hoax or Fact.
It's
That's on
hoax or fact. So maybe it's fake, but that doesn't.
I don't know.
deny
That eye looks a
no,
little
because here's another
too human.
picture from a different angle. That's another eye.
That eye is sus.
That eye is really sus. I'm going to be
It's
honest.
definitely sus. Here's the thing, though. Here's another one, though, from a different angle, and I think it's a different cow.
Well, yeah, it's for our listeners, it's literally, I mean, I wish that I could show you it or try to describe it in some elegant manner, but it's really just a cow sitting there. It's got 3 horns, one shooting out the middle of its head, kind of like a unicorn, and there's an eye underneath that, and a third eye.
The top of its head looks like a trident or pitchfork.
Yeah,
so-
it's a like Lucifer-looking shape there. Like
it looks almost like something out of D&D.
Devil's pitchfork.
So it is.
It kind of do.
It is real.
It is
However,
real.
that spot
This
in
just
the middle
in.
there, it is real. That is not a third eye. That is simply a weird-looking marking on its face that people think is an eye when they see it.
Okay.
So it's not a real eye.
Okay. So it's not a third eye.
It's like a pseudo eye.
But it looks like one. That's a little wag. I'm more concerned by, in this particular photo, it looks like there's just a white-robed man or woman standing behind it. And I'm not sure if this is like some kind of cult gathering.
That's the Pope.
So
That's the Pope. Yeah,
something,
sure.
something else we could
That sounds about right.
look into is apparently scientists in South Korea made cats that could glow in the dark.
What?
Yes.
Glow-in-the-dark cats for sale.
I don't know if they're legal in America.
The glow-in-the-dark cats?
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're cute.
I mean,
but they glow.
Very few cats are not cute, honestly.
Oh, yeah, kitten.
So wait, how do they do this? The substance that makes the cat glow is a version of the green fluorescent protein that lights up the crystal jelly, a type of jellyfish that lives off the west coast of the United States. So, yeah, it looks like they've made glowing animals, including pigs, mice, dogs, and even fish, that you can buy in a pet store.
Yeah,
What?
glowfish.
I've
Glowfish
never
are
heard of a
they
glow-in-the-dark dog before. I feel like if this was a thing in 2011 when this article was published, it should be all over by now.
I think when it comes to like with the glowfish, everybody kind of seen a glowfish, but with something like a glow dog, like unless I guess you like neuter it or something, like if that gets out, you're gonna seriously screw up all the strays around there.
That's
You're just gonna get
you gotta
glowing
watch
animals.
out. I'm just a little baffled by when I Google glow-in-the-dark cats. Like, you'd think this would be a big deal. No, this is all like September 11th, 2011. There's one from 2012, one from 2009, 2007. Like, these are all just way outdated articles. Surely the glow-in-the-dark cat research has advanced since then.
Are they still alive? Like
The Deep Lore Boys might not be able to help out the listeners of this podcast. They're going to have to go and do this research themselves because I can't find anything on these things. So Lady Wonder, let me give the viewers a little bit of background here because we've skimmed the surface of the research on this, but Lady Wonder is a horse, not an actual lady, but a horse, who was born in 1924 and lived through 1957. Some claim, some out there like to say, that Lady Wonder had psychic abilities and could perform intellectually demanding tasks such as arithmetic and spelling. Not only that, though, she also apparently predicted the outcome of boxing matches and some other political elections.
so the horse was able to predict all of the U.S. presidential elections except for Truman's. But mistakes are made.
Yeah, I mean, psychic abilities are not infallible, people.
I really, really like the idea of a psychic horse. Like, there's a lot of psychic people out there, but like a psychic horse, like that's just something to me. Like, of all the animals you could choose, there could be like a psychic frog or like a psychic cat,
right?
Or like a psychic fish, but a psychic horse, like that just really hits different for some reason.
So she was born on February 9th, 1924. Due to her early age, Lady was bottle-fed by her owner, Mrs. Fonda, who also trained Lady using lettered and numbered children's wooden blocks in an attempt to teach her the alphabet and numbers so that they could communicate. Reasonable thing to do. Start them young, try to teach them the alphabet. That's how you raise a child.
Teach your horse how to talk. That's important.
Eventually, Lady outgrew the children's blocks, and Mr. Fonda, okay, so they were a dynamic
Mr.
duo.
Fonda.
He built her a large typewriter that Lady could use by hitting her nose on padded keys, which lifted tin cards containing letters and numbers. This homemade device was used to allegedly communicate with more than 150,000 visitors coming from all over the United States. Shoot!
Everybody was coming around just to see Lady Wonder.
Just so Lady Wonder could say hi. During her long life, several predictions have been attributed to Lady, such as predicting the victory of Gene Tunney over Jack Dempsey in a 1927 boxing match. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Predicting earthquakes and shifts in the stock exchange. This horse was doing stocks.
What if Lady Wonder predicted the Great Depression?
And she just couldn't tell anybody about it?
The time was right. This poor horse was just like, guys,
you
y'all
don't
screwed.
know what's coming.
Guys, quick.
However, there are several reports of Lady's predictions being wrong and usually open to human interpretation. Okay, so they were a little sketchy, but a horse is a horse.
Nah.
They might not give the clearest answers.
The horse got it.
So I think up until now, you could probably attribute most of what Lady's doing to, like, okay, maybe there's just a person behind this. There might have been some signaling the horse and just good training, and there's nothing supernatural going on here. However, this is where we get to the meat of the story. This is where it gets kind of real and a little dark. And that was Lady's collaboration with the police. Lady's celebrity grew across the United States when she was credited to have helped solve the case of a missing 4-year-old boy, Danny Matson, in Quincy, Massachusetts. When prompted about Matson's location, Lady spelled Pittsfield Water Wheel.
Pittsfield Water Wheel, though. That's
very specific.
And how would Fonda have known?
Well, that's the thing.
How would it have been faked? Unless Fonda was the murderer.
That's the thing. That's what makes this kind of shifty.
Is Fonda the imposter?
That's the question. The police investigation concluded that there was no water wheel in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Kind of weird. The police chief, William Ferrazzi, tried to interpret Lady's message and wonder if she might mean field and wild water pit. Further searches found the child's body at the quarry near the Matsons' house, which had already been searched. Now that is what's weird to me, because if Miss Fonda had done this,
actually.
if Mrs. Fonda was setting up some big I'm gonna use my horse, kill this kid, and I'm gonna throw him in this water wheel, and then I'm gonna tell the horse where it is, and the horse will tell the police, and then the police will go, and they'll think my horse is psychic, and I'll get millions of dollars. If that was her plan, why would she give them directions that didn't make any sense?
Yeah.
But would ultimately end up inadvertently leading them to where the kid was.
But then it says that the quarry was already searched. That's really weird to me, because the police don't mess up. Obviously I can't really say much about the cops in Virginia over 100 years ago now. I can't really say anything about that, but I find it unlikely that they would have just searched the quarry and then just not found anything the first time and then gone back and, what do you know?
Yeah.
There's maybe it's just how the article is written, but...
Right. Well, no, it looks like the kid, it looks like he just fell into the quarry. And the reason they looked in the quarry was because she said Pittsfield water wheel, and the police chief thought she might have meant pit, field, wild water, not Pittsfield, but a pit with a field with water, something like a wheel. And that's why he looked there.
So there was a magician who was skeptical about, this is actually kind of cool to me. So this guy was a magician, and he was skeptical about Lady Wonder and decided to visit them and pretended that he was somebody else.
So he put on a disguise.
He was a well-known magician named Milbourne Christopher, and then disguised himself, said that his name was John Banks. And when he asked Lady Wonder for his name, she then spelled out the word Banks.
Okay.
Instead of Christopher.
That's a big brain move. That reminds me a lot of Death Note. I don't know if you've ever seen Death Note before.
It does, actually. No, yeah.
It's got some big Death Note vibes there with the fake name.
Oh, no.
Lady Wonder must not have the eyes. I guess Christopher, or John Banks as he was known, he suspected Mrs. Fonda's involvement in Lady's answers, which is reasonable as a skeptic. Yeah, kind of sus. And he decided to test if Fonda was employing a technique called pencil reading, where mentalists trick the writing movement to predict what is written. To test this hypothesis, Christopher tricked Mrs. Fonda by pretending to write the number 9, touching the paper only in the downstroke. Okay, so he wrote the number 1, basically, but he moved his pencil to make it look like he wrote 9. And then he asked Lady which number he had written, and Lady Wonder apparently kept saying 9. But that wasn't true, because he had only done the downstroke. That's really clever. That's more clever than the name.
This guy is really okay.
I
so
would not want to be investigated
honestly,
by Milbourne Christopher, man. He's thorough.
And when it comes down to it, I think every single person in this story is really freaking cool.
Oh, I want to see a movie.
That regardless of whether or not the horse is psychic, it's still freaking intelligent. It's a smart horse.
Yeah.
You have a woman who owns the horse that taught it all these things to make it intelligent, and then went and made a crap ton of money and stuff off of it and became famous, just straight up hustling with this thing.
Right.
And then you have this absolute Sigma male magician who comes
Sigma
in
male
here
detective
and just straight up comes up with these whack concepts to disprove. This man literally comes in with a massive science and just drops it on everyone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was really on. I was really on Team Psychic Powers. I really want Lady to be psychic, but I also kind of want Christopher to just blow this whole case out of the water.
Honestly,
which he
I don't even know
doing.
Who to root for here. Wait a second. So she spelled 9 when he wrote 1. Christopher's tests concluded that Fonda was involved in Lady's apparent intelligence, and that she achieved this by providing subtle cues when Lady's head was in the correct letter. John Scarn, another magician, and he actually looks kind of creepy, not gonna lie.
John Scarn. That's
name. A cool name, yeah. A New Jersey magician also investigated Lady's abilities and arrived at the same conclusion. Lady's behavior was highly dependent on cues given by Miss Fonda when holding a whip. Scarn also concluded that when Miss Fonda was not aware of the answer, Lady usually answered incorrectly.
Yeah, so, see, here's the thing. On one hand, we've got this, okay, she does appear to be providing some clues, and Lady Wonder does not always give the correct answers, especially when her trainer is crippled by pure intelligence from Milborn Christopher. But there's this weird kid, Danny, who died that she found. That doesn't really make any sense. And we didn't talk about it, but there were 2 children that went missing in Illinois that lady also found. She told them, hey, go look at this river. And they went and looked, and they found the children there.
Could Mrs. Fonda have been partially responsible for the murders?
See, that's the thing.
Could she have
That's
been
where
away?
it gets kind of creepy.
Spooky. That's spooky,
I
though.
mean, but how would you know that they were going to find her out? Because I was thinking about this earlier. They would have no idea.
Let's assume that Mrs. Fonda is some evil hag that throws this kid into the quarry and, causes these 2 kids to go missing in Illinois. Let's assume she's behind it. Why would you even give the police any clues, to help them solve the mystery? You could bring fame to your horse, but you're also going to make yourself mighty sus doing that. I'm sure she was investigated a little bit because you can't turn a blind eye to the idea.
There's a mental illness that Riddler has where it's impossible for you to tell a lie and you feel compelled to give people clues about what you just did.
The Riddler is not real.
But it's a real mental illness.
Right. Dude, maybe she was collaborating with the Riddler.
Oh, wait a second. What if Batman? Oh no. Okay, that's a whole can
of worms.
Here. What would happen if Lady Wonder and Batman worked together on something?
There would be they would solve crime.
They would solve everything.
Crime rates have dropped to 0%.
What happens if
It'd be like Bass Reeves.
The modern Bass Reeves teaming up with Lady Wonder. There's a new sheriff in town.
Hold up. When was Bass Reeves? This is gonna sound dumb because he's kind of like an icon of this podcast at this point.
Yeah,
when was
episode
he
1.
around though?
1800s.
1800s.
I think it was a while
die?
before Lady Wonder was around. Because
'Cause
we
it's
both know
possible.
if Bass Reeves was on the prowl when these kids went missing, they would have been found. They wouldn't have needed no psychic horse.
Found him. I really like the idea of Bass Reeves riding into town on Lady Wonder.
That is just the ultimate duo. Ugh.
That sounds so cool.
An absolute mad lad gunslinger riding a psychic horse that solves mysteries.
Can we get a movie with cowboys mixed with psychics and parapsychologists? And the cowboys have to go around and invest.
Oh my word!
And then they have to get in the cowboy version of the Ghostbusters in there to
Oh, that is such a cool concept. Why hasn't that been done?
That doesn't exist.
Dude,
How has that not been done?
we gotta write
That'd be
this.
so cool. You could go to the cowboy graveyard and there's ghosts in there, and then they bring in a psychic horse or something.
Yeah,
And they have to.
we'd have
too many cool
cowboy
ideas.
remote viewers and stuff, telepaths.
Oh
Man.
Oh, that'd be so freaking cool.
That'd be super epic, that setting. But imagine this for a movie. We have this whole story. We have this high intelligence, bit of murder mystery, psychic horse, a little bit of paranormal, and then a battle of wits between Milborn Christopher, John Scarn, who are both trying to outdo each other, and they're both trying to get to the bottom of Mrs. Fonda and the horse, and who's got the upper hand. And then at the end of the movie, when Milborn Christopher and John Scarn, part ways and they inevitably aren't able to solve the mystery, we realize there's a big reveal. Mrs. Fonda, she was behind it the whole time. She's some kind of psychic, and she done away with the kids. It was all her. And then, have you ever seen the ending to Prestige? Have you seen the movie
I
The
haven't
Prestige?
seen Prestige.
Okay,
I've
so
heard of it, I
basically
haven't seen
think
it.
she's in a dark room and she's like, I can't believe I got away with it. And then bang, gunshot goes off. She falls to her knees. Who comes out of the shadows with the smoking gun? Bass Reeves. He faked his death 14 years prior, and he's still on the hunt. Now he's a vigilante.
Wait, what if Bass Reeves, because it's a spooky movie, he's a ghost?
And then
comes
he
back as a
rides
ghost.
he rides Lady Wonder into the sunset, and that's where the movie ends.
What a film.
Yes.
What a film. We gotta make it now.
Christopher Nolan.
We gotta make that movie. I'm gonna literally hit up Christopher Nolan. I'm gonna become so popular. I'm gonna become so famous that I'm gonna be able to just talk to Christopher Nolan. I'm just gonna hit him up.
Just
be like, hey, man,
slide into the DMs.
you gotta make this. I'm gonna be like, man, this has to happen.
Chris, I got the next big movie right here for you.
This is
I know you're the
big.
man for the job. The next Dark Knight.
Bass Reeves versus Claudia Fonda. Okay, who would win?
Wait, do we put Bass
Bass
Reeves and Mrs. Fonda on the Habakkuk too? Just have them join our ultimate battle.
Baz Reeves riding Lady Wonder, and then Miss Fonda just in there.
Yeah,
Just put
around.
them all. I love how if we were to make the Photoshop of everybody on the Habakkuk, which I need to make like a whole list of everybody that we've added on there.
Oh yeah.
But it would be so cluttered. And then there's only one image that I can find of Mrs. Fonda, and it's like really low quality and
Yeah,
hard to
it's
even
terrible.
tell what's happening. We just have to crop her on there too.
Oh gosh.
Hi again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. You can find more episodes of our show on YouTube and Spotify, which we encourage you to share with your friends so we can grow the podcast. And drop a comment down below if you're feeling extra generous. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm gonna go post that one on Twitter.com.